Guys, today's a different video. I'm in the same setting as I was for Luigi vlogs, and yes, I'm chewing gum. That's why I just. Oh, Jolie! Today, everyone. I can't blow a bubble. Break it. Alright. Spit up the gum. Today, everyone, is a different video for you and all my freaking viewers out there that don't view. So today I have my leg up. Yes, I do. Today we're talking about how every season of Rick and Morty ended. I went through every season. Season 1, Season 2, and Season 3. Just finished Season 3 yesterday, guys. Amazing ending. Purely amazing. So let's start off with Season 1. So, Season 1 kind of ended with a weird ending. Like, why would they end it with, like, Rick and Summer having a party where space and real people have a party? And then just things don't go well because Jerry and Beth want their house to stay in one piece. But, like, Rick is supposed to be the one in charge because he's the adult, but they shouldn't have left him in charge. They should have left Morty in charge because Summer and Rick like to party because Rick is an alcoholic, and Summer just wants to become popular with parties. So Morty could have stayed in charge, saying like, Rick, no alcohol, Summer, no parties, all that and stuff, like, be in charge. But no, they left Rick in charge because he's the only adult in that house next to Summer. Because, well, I think Summer's like 16, 17. No, I think she's 16 because Morty's 14. So, yeah, basically, Rick is the only adult in that house. But why would they leave an alcoholic in charge? You know that you can't trust Rick anymore. I don't even think they would trust Rick after that because they did destroy the house. Yes, they did, but it was just like, wow, they destroyed the house. And they had a big giant party. It was very funny, though. The show is funny. The episode is funny. It's so funny. But, yeah, it's funny. That's where we first got introduced to Bird Person and, Tammy. That's the first episode where Bird Person and Tammy met. Is Season 1, Episode 11, called Ricky's Business. Yes. And that's where they fell in love. And, like, wow, then they got married. Well, they got married in Season 2, Episode 10, which is the last episode of Season 2, which we gotta talk about next. But, anyways, let's get back into this. But it ended pretty weird, too, because Jerry and Beth went on a Titanic-themed thing where they were going to make the ship actually sink. And, like, everybody's gonna see it. But something happened where the iceberg was right here, and the ship was going past it, and everybody was freaking out. He's like, and the dude said on the thing, I forgot what he said. He was like, oh wait, no, he goes, everyone, don't prepare yourselves. And everybody went, what? I was laughing. I was like, oh my god, they ruined it. They ruined Titanic, even though I haven't even seen the movie yet, and I'm not going to see it. Don't even ask me about it. Don't even ask me to review it in another Wizard Reviews. Anyways, let's get back right into this. Okay, but then at the end, their parents are arriving, and Summer and Rick, well, Rick was falling asleep on the couch while Summer was just like best party ever and sitting on her chair texting her friends. And, or wait, no, I didn't get to the real story yet. So Morty finds his crush Jessica there, and he wanted to impress her by, oh wait, there was this weird character named Adolf Linkler, where it's a mix of Abraham Lincoln and Hitler, which Rick's space character friend is. Well, he's not actually his friend, but then Adolf Winkler pushes into Brad, and it got him really mad. I'm not being racist, but it was a black dude. So, and then Rick was like, kick his butt, but he didn't say butt. He was like, kick his butt, and everybody was going, kick his butt, kick his butt. And Brad just started punching Adolf Winkler onto the ground, and then Jessica ran away like crying, I guess. I don't know. It didn't actually show her crying. And then Morty looks back, and then Rick goes, I just did you a big favor. And then he's still chanting, and then Morty runs off outside. And then Morty's telling her, or Jessica says, I just want a nice guy. And Morty's still thinking to himself, if she does not see that in me, then I don't know what to do. And then, at the end, or not at the end, but Morty wants to show Jessica Rick's lab, his garage, which is his lab. And then he shows her something cool, where it does this thing. It's like this big ball that goes like this, and it shows the space like around her, and she goes, it's beautiful. But then they hear some weird noise in the back, and she's like, what's that noise? And she goes, what's that? Like, he wants to tell her something. He goes, Jessica, can I tell you something? He goes, what's that? And he goes, well, I just, and then she goes, no, that. And then she, whenever they open those little doors, it's Squanchy. He goes, hey, I'm squanching in here. It was so funny, and they're like, oh, God. And then, of course, Morty gets so scared that he knocks down something off the shelves that makes time, or their house, disappear into this weird world, and then Rick has to fix it. But they have to go find these crystals to fix it. And so Adolf Winkler, one girl that Summer hates because she's a nerd, and Morty go to find those crystals, and whenever they come back, Hank reference here, everybody. Wow, Hank reference. Well, he's a drug-free character, but still. And Adolf Winkler got killed by one of those big monsters in the world. Like, he was almost killed because he had to battle it and stuff. And then he was dying, and then that Morty and that one girl had to leave him. And whenever they got back, Morty was saying like a deep speech, like, to redeem him in your eyes, he sacrificed to save all of us, Rick. He died. And then Rick had the crystals on the shelf. He goes, at least he didn't die in vain. He got these crystals, and he's chopping them up into little bits, and he goes, and these crystals just sing this lame butt party, wubba lubba dub dub. Play something. Somebody play something. And then he does the Rick dance. He does the Rick dance. All of the dances that you could figure out, and he does the Rick dance. That one dance. And after the Rick dance, it's over, and then Summer, or like, they had to take it back home. And then Squanchy's like, Squanchy party at my house, and then Summer's like, oh yeah, and then Squanchy stops her and he goes, no, you're not Squanchy enough for a Squanchy party, and then walks out, and then she's left alone, and then she's just saying like, best party ever, but still mad and stuff, and then she sits down and starts texting, and then like, Rick's just falling asleep on the table, not the table, the bed. And then, like, Morty's, like, cleaning it up, but Bird Person, the only one that didn't leave, he's like, Morty, do you know what wubba lubba dub dub means? And he goes, and Morty just goes, oh, that's just Rick's stupid nonsense catchphrase. And he goes, no, Morty, in my people's town, it means, I am in deep pain, please help me. I am in great pain, please help me. And then Morty's just like, yeah, thanks for the whatever information. And then he goes, but Rick's just blah blah blah. And then Bird Person says, no, it is indeed that your grandpa is in deep pain, is in great pain. I keep messing that up, but and then after that, and then Bird Person goes away with Tammy, and Morty's still cleaning up, and then Summer got called by her parents, and they were saying that they're right around the corner, and you can he looked out the window, and they're coming right around the corner. And then Morty's like, Rick, help us clean up. And then, like, he has this thing. He's like, Go get the thing with that. It has buttons. It blinks. And then Morty's like, all of your inventions have buttons and that blink. And then Summer got it. And then Rick's like, Summer for the win. And he's like, he presses that and he goes, and they're like, what happened? And then he goes, just look for yourself. They look outside and their parents are right at the door doing this, but they're froze. They have angry faces, but they're froze. And then he's like, I don't know, how long do you want it to be till I unfreeze time? A week, a month, a year? And then like they're like, holy crap! And he goes, Morty says, how long will it be till we clean the house? And so they clean the house and they put pumpkin heads on their parents. And they buy a cable TV. They're going around pantsing people while they're froze and stuff. So, and then, once they get back, they're watching Titanic. And whenever the credits come, Morty's like, oh, wow, what a waste of time. And then Rick's like, oh, stupid movie. And then Morty says, you know, Rick, out of all this time, I haven't heard you say that stupid nonsense catchphrase that you always say. And then Rick goes, don't need to. I got a new catchphrase. I got a new catchphrase. He burps and stuff. And then Morty goes, oh, what's that? And he goes, I love my grandkids. And they go, oh, and he goes, psych. My new catchphrase is, I don't give an F. And then he plays that song, just shake it. And then, like, and it's like that song. And then they're, like, dancing. And then he's like, that's season 1. Boom. That's season 1. Roll the credits. And then, that's the end of season 1. Which was a pretty stupid ending. I mean, it's not stupid, but it's like a really funny ending. But like still a really weird way to end season 1 by just having a party and them almost getting in trouble. Yeah. Next on to season 2 ending. So we got season 2. Season 2, yeah, season 2. Season 2 ended so sad. And I'm just sitting there like this. I was sitting there for the longest time that I was literally flabbergasted the way it ended. So, it starts out with them having dinner, like a normal family. But, at the end, or at the first part of the thing, this big giant meatball comes in and delivers a mail to Rick, and Summer reads it and says, oh my god, my friend Tammy and Bird Person are getting married! It goes crappy, but still. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, this weird thing happens where it goes like this. Rick doesn't want to go because he just doesn't like weddings because they're too happy. And then they have to go to the wedding because Jerry got sucked into the meatball and was being traveled to Squanchy's planet where they were having the marriage done. And so, Beth was like, do you know what this means? And then Rick goes, yeah, we have to go to the wedding. We have to go to the wedding, yeah. But listen, listen, I'm not Rick. Yeah, and then whenever they go to the wedding, they're all like, everybody in the family's dressed up except for Rick, of course. But actually, it was really good. Like, Squanchy did the thing where he said, squanch your vows. 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 Not vowels. I said vows. It's vows. Vows. It's vows. So, vows. But whenever they did that, and then they got married, and then they're having this big giant party where Tammy and Bird Person are sitting up on this thing in a nest, while everybody down there is sitting at tables, and, I don't know, just having a good time. And there was this dude with metal eyes in it, and he goes, I am not staring at you. And I don't have a camera, sorry. And guess who voices that dude? Aaron Hansen from Game Grumps. Yes. He said he loved Rick and Morty in one episode of his Game Grumps thing. And so I guess they got him to do a voice for Rick and Morty. So, yeah, it was pretty cool. It was amazing. Vertically enough. And so and then after that, Rick says a good speech about Bird Person. And like he says, I am your best friend. And if he's best friends with Tammy, then I'm best friends with Tammy. And everybody was like, oh, and then like clapping and stuff. But what happens is, Tammy was saying the speech, blah blah blah, and she says, then I am more than a federal agent of the CIA. And then Rick has done everything. He has done everything, like crimes and stuff. And she said, and you are a criminal federal thing. And then he was like, and then Bird Person's like, Tammy, and then she has a gun and she goes, sit down, and he's like, Tammy, and then she goes like that, and she shoots Bird Person off the nest, and then Rick goes, Bird Person, no! And I'm sitting there like, plot twist! I just sounded like Jeremy T&M there, sorry. But that was from Jeremy T&M's, Jeremy and Luigi Vlogs, which I need to do a reaction to. But that was very, very funny, and I was so shocked to see that happen. But I was also pretty intrigued with the story. And then, like, they have to move to different Earths because Rick has done so much stuff that they can't go back to Earth, the real Earth, to live at home, or else there will be people searching for them and taking them to prison. So they moved to 3 different Earths, and the last one they chose was the one that goes all the way around, and you can walk all the way around. And their parents are mad at Rick. Jerry's mad at Rick. Beth is saying that we can't leave Rick here again, or else he'll never want to come home like he did that one time and he just left Beth. So, and then Summer's mad. Morty is just sitting there shocked, like. And then Rick's under the Earth's core, and where the Earth's core is, that's where the cabin is. And then Rick's listening to that, and he's just like, and then Rick goes back to Morty whenever he frisbees. The frisbee goes around, and then Morty just does this, and it goes around the Earth, and he just goes, catches it. And then Rick says, hey, I'm gonna go get some ice cream, and he goes, he's saying stuff to Morty, and he's like, don't leave, Rick, it'll make Mom mad again, or upset. And he goes, if I was to leave again, I wouldn't be saying I'm going to get ice cream. And I was just like, oh, jeez. But he says, where's the van? He goes, Morty says, on the other side of the horizon. And then Rick walks, goes in the van, drives away, and then goes to this bar and looks at a picture of him, Squanchy, and Bird Person. Right there, you know that he was really upset about Bird Person. And so was I. I was shocked. I really liked Bird Person. But another thing is, he drops the picture on the floor, leaves it there, gives the dude some change, walks out. Wait, before he does that, he's in the van, and he's pretending that he's Jerry Smith, and he says, I found Rick Sanchez, and he gives him to another line person on there, and he told them the place that he was going to be at the bar, and once he walked out and dropped the picture and gave that dude some change, he knew they were there, so he put his hands up, and everybody, bunches of cops around his van were doing this. And he was just doing this. And then Morty, Summer, and Beth, and Jerry are all waiting outside. And then Morty said, he ain't coming back, is he? And then Beth says, no. And then cops come. And then Jerry's like, look. And then they take Jerry, Beth, Morty, Summer back to their original Earth. Back to their real home. And then at the end of that episode, Rick's getting put into space prison. and then he's being put into one of those boxes and stuff with other people, and somebody said, "What are you in for?" And he said, "Everything." And then it zooms out and shows a bunch of people in prison. And at the end of season 2, I was just like, if that's the end of Rick and Morty, then I don't know what to do. But if you want to find that episode, it's season 2, episode 10, and it's called The Wedding Squanchers. And now we're going on to season 3's last episode, where it starts out with someone going to the bottom of the White House and cleaning it up, and then they find some alien thing, and the alien thing attacked this man, the cleaner. And then the president wants Rick and Morty, but Morty's too busy playing Minecraft on his computer, and Rick's just like, this game's so stupid, but throughout the episode he starts to like it. It's so funny. But the president needs Rick and Morty to go downstairs and kill that thing, but whenever the little alien thing's down there and it starts running towards him, Rick just shoots him twice and he goes back under a hole. And then Rick and Morty is like, this is so stupid. And he's like, hey, you want to go play Minecraft and stuff? And Morty's like, you're starting to like it? And he's like, yeah, I'm starting to like it. He makes a portal. They both jump down. 2 people are watching them on a satellite picture where they just said that. And they wrote everything down they said. And that dude was like, tell the president the truth. They blew off America. And then the president, they're back playing Minecraft. And it's so funny. Rick's just like, oh man, I'm starting to love this game and stuff. It's so funny. But then the president is like getting angry, and then he calls him up because they can see him on the satellite, but they can't see it. But Rick and Morty don't know until they get to on the call, and then Morty got called by the president, and then he's like, hey, how's it downstairs working going? And he goes, oh, going great. And they're sitting there playing Minecraft, and they don't know that they're watching him. He's going, oh, going great. It might take, what, about a year or 2? And then Morty's like, yeah, I can count on a year. And then, they're all like that. They can still see him on the satellite. And it's so funny. And then the president, he just comes clean, and he goes, we can see you on satellite. And they look up, and they go, and then the president goes, that's right. And then they're like saying, are we cool and stuff, because they were having a big argument, and they were saying, and then at the end they said, are we cool? And it has it on Rick and Morty, and he goes, yes. Hangs up. And then Rick's like, I think that went pretty well. But in the president's office, he's standing like this with his hands behind his back, very mad, and everybody in the room's just yelling like, rah. And then he's like very angry, and then he wants Rick and Morty, blah, blah, blah. And then he's saying Rick and Morty are banned from, to the White House. And then, this big emergency happens later on the episode. And then Rick and Morty are there first, and then the president comes there after them, and he goes, Rick and Morty, And then, he's like, then Rick's like, we were here first, we can handle it. And then they're, pushing him around and stuff, and they give him a little shrink ray thing on the ground. And then they shrink the president while he's naked. And they were making fun of the president while they have him in chains. They have Morty and Rick in chains. And then, after the president goes off, they have him in chains. Rick just does this, and then shoots off Morty's. And then all the president's things are just so funny. Once the president gets back and Rick and Morty have left, because they scared Rick off with pirates, and they got a portal and dropped down. And the only reason why Rick and Morty won't leave the president was talking to his things, And he's like, okay, we'll keep a sharp eye out for him. And then whenever he opens his door, they're sitting on his couch, eating chips, while playing Minecraft. And then he's like, aw, they're right here. And then, Rick's like, I'm not leaving without Morty's selfie with you. And Morty wanted a selfie with the president, and he wouldn't give it to him. And the ending is just... I'm stretching out. I'm tired. And another thing about that episode is that in season 3, episode 9, Rick told Beth that Beth could go off anywhere, and he'd have a clone of her. And whenever she wanted to come back, he would make that happen with the clone. So Beth starts freaking out, going to Jerry, her ex-husband. Have you seen Rick and Morty? Yeah, and then Beth is telling Jerry to tell her the whole story about how they met, just in case she knew it. And he does it, and he kisses her again. And Beth said, I remember that as one of the worst nights of my life, but reliving it with the man I loved, it was pretty good. And I was sitting there just like, oh my god, they're getting back together? And then whenever they're it's such a good episode because Rick and the president have a big battle down, and Rick has so many cool gadgets in his things that when a man touched his shoulder, he instantly died. Nothing. He just went like that. And that was just like, wow. And then they had a big battle. He could see their enemies and stuff. It was so cool. And then as Rick had a headlock, he's like, so are you going to take the selfie? And then the president says, I will. And then he goes, okay, Morty, get in this. And he's like, Morty? And Morty's gone. And then Rick had to go, and he blew off the whole thing. And then Morty is at a cabin with Jerry, Beth, and Summer. And Rick already knew where it was, so he goes back. He finds them, and then he said, and he has a gun with him because he said, because he called Morty up and he said that my mom is getting back with Jerry, and he goes, what? No! And then he said he could kill the clone anytime, if it was the clone Beth, so he could kill it. So he brought a gun with him, and then Morty was like, don't shoot her. And then she's like, my mom is getting back with Jerry, and there's no wrong answers. And Beth was like, Dad, I know why you're here with the gun. You think I'm the clone and you want to kill me. And he's like, no, I brought the gun to kill Jerry. I was like, dang. And he's like, okay, Jerry, you win, and all that. And they're a family now, and everything's good. And Beth, at the end of the episode, where they're all sitting down as a family having a dinner, he says something, and then Beth says something, and then Summer said, well, if you were the clone and you said that, Rick wouldn't know it. And then Rick's like this while everybody's laughing, and it zooms in on his face. So you know that something is going wrong with that. So that could be a clone Beth. But that's how the episode ended. So I just went over Season 1, Season 2, and Season 3's episodes of how they ended with those seasons. I hope Season 4 comes out like soon, like next year or another year like we did for Season 3. So thank you all so much for watching this video. If you liked it, if you liked this video and you like Rick and Morty, press that like button. Comment down below what's your favorite part and what's your favorite thing that I said about the season's ending was. Comment down below what it was and let me know. And also, if you're new to this channel and you like the content that I've been making so far, please press that subscribe button down below so I know that you're part of the Wizards. So, see you guys in the next video. Peace! I also forgot to mention, guys, this is a fair warning. that was a spoiler video if you haven't seen the last episodes of Rick and Morty yet, or if you haven't finished any of the seasons, and if you're just starting Rick and Morty, don't watch this video. I will put a spoiler alert thing in the title, so yeah. Peace.